Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Two Guys, Two Beers podcast. I'm your host today, Phantom, and I'm with my co-host today,
Max Q.
So, Max, it look like Walmart is about to go to India to start trying to make a big manufacturing plant over there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that'll be good for India.
I mean, it'll create more jobs. I feel like they're going to test out India and try to probably remove some warehouses from China due to COVID, because I feel like COVID really affected Walmart with the whole everything in the ports is starting to be shut down.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's been a lot of stuff stuck in ports, to be completely honest. So, I mean, that's not a great thing. Plus that, and I mean, let's face it, most places right now aren't trusting China due to the fact that, you know, they had COVID and they're not really telling anybody about what's going on. And they're pretty much just making shit up. Because, I mean, dude, if we're still having COVID, I mean, how do they not?
I mean, according to them, they came up with the cure, and the people in North Korea have the cure.
Right.
I mean, like I said. But Walmart is supposed to start, I think next year, it said in the article, start shipping out $10 billion worth of merchandise from India, which after talking to you, Max, I figured out that's not really worth shit, really. So I feel like they're going to do that starting off, and then each year they're going to up and up how many manufacturing plants they put inside India.
Yeah, it says that they want to, or moving forward, Walmart said it plans to help develop hundreds of new suppliers in key Indian export categories such as food, pharmaceuticals, consumables, health and wellness, and general merchandise, along with apparel and homeware.
You know what's crazy? Remember that article that we read about last week about the Indian farms? What if the government passed it because they knew Walmart was coming and Walmart was going to buy all the crops really, really cheap?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they'll probably get a kickback from it.
I mean, that's the crazy part. Like, Walmart, everybody thinking Walmart coming out, they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be good jobs. Walmart's going to pay bare minimum wage, below minimum wage, to these Indian workers to make y'all little TVs and ship y'all little like clothes, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like not even just that, but like Walmart had actually purchased Flipkart in 2018 for $16 billion, which was like a huge delivery service over there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, so even, like, you see what I'm getting at whenever I say, like, the $10 billion to me doesn't seem like that much.
It's, after you kind of broke it down, and really not that much. But I feel like as time go, especially with this COVID stuff again, I'm probably going to try to get better next year because, you know, UK is starting to roll out the vaccine, and America said they next in line, and they want 100 million vaccines.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, how many people are actually going to take the vaccines over here?
Better question is, if Biden gets in, are they going to force us to do it?
I don't think they can force nobody to do it.
I mean, they can hold your stimulus check.
I don't get one to begin with.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, if I get one, if they be like, hey, you go get a shot, you get a stimulus check, I may go get it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a fucked up way to do it, though. And actually, I was just finishing reading this to you again, and it says that they're planning on tripling its exports from India to $10 billion each year by 2027.
So they're starting off small, and they're probably going to keep tripling and tripling.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they got to, because when you first go into like a country like that, you got to make sure it's up to your standards. And you don't want to, what I feel like doing, this is going to be a long-term plan, where it's like, hey, China's coming up, and a lot of people don't like China. Well, let's get as much stuff as we can out of China while we can, and let's start training another big country with cheap labor. Because what's the next big country with cheap labor? I mean, we could go to India, or you could try to go to Africa. And let's be honest, Africa is a lot smarter than, not saying that people are dumb, but Africa don't have that much cheap labor anymore.
I mean, maybe not. I was just going to say most people really don't go there just due to the fact of all of the violence.
I mean, it's
I'm
violent.
not saying that like the people are violent. Like there's violent groups over there.
I know that. I know it's violent groups, but I'm saying for like let's say like at South Africa, Nigeria, you can't go to like a city like that and try to start a whole big manufacturing firm.
Well, I mean, depending on where you're at, you could. I mean, generally right along the coastline, no, because that's where a lot of millionaires and billionaires live.
But then you can't do it in like you won't go to like what's Algeria, the one in the center of the map, and you won't go to Egypt because that's like a big like desert. And then where's next? South America. South America is probably a good option too, but then you got to try to translate. Well, never mind, because when you go to India, you got to translate all that stuff to the workers. Well, you got a whole bunch of cartel dealing with South America. So South America can become a big manufacturing type thing. And I feel like South America would probably just sell it for cheap over there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, but that's the thing. Instead of like the way I'm looking at it, I mean, yeah, that's great that Walmart wants to do this, but at the same time, like $10 billion isn't a whole lot whenever you probably factor in labor costs and the farming costs and everything else like that. I feel like it's not that impressive.
I mean, you gotta remember, they're not gonna pay top dollar for nothing.
Well, that's what
everything gonna be super cheap, and like I said, overall, I just feel like they're trying to find a new place for some of the cheapest labor you can find.
Yep, just more crappy stuff to build.
And then I really not gonna like this because no offense to them over there, but they telemarketing. When I call, I have the biggest pet peeve. When I call for help and they pick up and they give me a fake name like, "Hey, this is Mark," when I could clearly tell you not from here, and then they try to help me and then they say the most basic, dumbest stuff. Like one time, something was wrong with my computer. They said, "Hello, have you tried to cut on and cut off your computer?" That's like step one of what?
You'd be surprised at how many people don't understand how to do that. That's the sad part. I mean, I get what you're saying. I completely agree. Some of the stuff they tell you to do is so stupid, and you're just like, yes, I tried this. Well, did you unplug it? No, genius, I did not try that. Yes, I did that.
I mean, my whole thing is when I get annoyed when I finally do call places like that, and then I finally do talk to somebody like that, it just get me to like 0 to 5,000% more pissed off. I just ask to speak to American or they managers.
Yeah, usually that doesn't help.
Which is funny because then they try to say, "Oh, why do you want to speak to my manager?" Let me speak to your manager. I don't want to speak to you anymore.
Damn, rude as fuck.
No, it's just more, especially like SunTrust. I don't understand how you're American country, American bank, and you have your fucking telemarketers in fucking India or wherever the fuck they are, because that shit be pissing me off. Like, "Hello, Mr. Haben." And I'm like, "What? Is this Fitu?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" They can't say my name. I'm just like, I'll just be like, man, this is going to be a long conversation. I have a double charge on my account. "Oh, we see that right there. Did you make this charge?" If I'm calling about a double charge, first off, I'll be looking at them like, how is this even possible that I paid the exact same amount twice within like a 30-second ratio?
Because you're an idiot.
Second off, what? My account was already barely had money. Did this look like something that my account would normally do?
Yeah, I've had my bank do that so many times. Well, I guess I shouldn't say. One of my banks has done it so many times. Like, it happens quite frequently. To be honest, I just stopped even caring. Because, I mean, they fixed it. I don't even have to call them. They just automatically fix it. But, like...
No, see, my problem was it overdrafted my account, and then they tried to charge me an overdraft fee.
Oh, yeah, mine always fixes that shit. But I always thought it was funny. I'm just like, why?
And then not only that, what pissed me off was they tried to do a case. They were going to like review my account just to make sure I'm not trying to fake stuff. I'm just looking at them like, and I don't know, maybe that just pissed me off because it was just more like, y'all not helping me, and y'all trying to explain to me what I did wrong. And then with my computer situation, I have a MacBook, and what I figured out my answer on YouTube. I downloaded some bad files, so I just really had to go delete all the files, and just like restart my computer before a certain date, and it worked perfectly fine because there was a bad update on the computer.
Yeah, I hate whenever that shit happens. That shit's so annoying.
Compared to like, did you cut off and on your computer? Yes. Did you cut on and off your Wi-Fi? Yes. Did you cut on and off your router? What? Why do I need to cut on and off my router? Can you please try that right now? And I just be looking at the phone like, I just did it. Is it working now? If it was working, I'd say, oh, wow, it's working. Thank you. So it's working now? Let me speak to a manager.
No, but while we're on the subject of things not working, I was talking with a group of people, or I guess I should say I interrupted a group of people that were talking about gaming and shit, and they were saying that apparently a bunch of people who had bought the PS5 are having issues.
Here we go.
Did you hear about this? I figure you probably know more about it than me, but apparently they're like saying it has all kinds of issues, and they're like regretting even buying it.
No, I told everybody on this podcast. What did I say?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was bringing it up, is because you said that the first one's going to have issues.
The first one would guarantee to have issues. I told y'all, wait a year. Anybody with any type of common sense, it's just like the iPhones, it's just like the new Androids, it's just like any new technology. Whenever the first batch come out, you got to remember, they made a whole bunch of these for like test runs or stuff like that. You think they're going to throw them away? No. So what they going to do? You're going to take it home, break it even more. They're going to have to say, hey, take it back to us. We're going to return it and exchange it and give you a newer one. But it's still going to be broke. So if you wait a year, then all that, I'm just waiting for one of them to catch on fire.
Right, just to be sitting there. But, you know, I was just literally sitting here looking at my laptop thinking to myself, like, why the fuck is it so big?
Why'd you think of that?
I don't know. Like, well, why are they still making them so big?
I mean, you got to think about it. A lot of people nowadays, especially with homework, a lot of people don't have desktops anymore. So these computers.
No, I'm talking about like the PS5. Like, why the fuck is it so big? Or even the Xbox.
Well, I understand why it's so big, because you got to think about it. You know, they're trying to make the stuff smaller to make it as fast as a computer. You have to put like better equipment in. Like for the Xbox, and I think for the PlayStation, they both running on SSDs. Plus they put in like ports in so you can put extra storage in. Plus you gotta remember the memory. Plus the CDUs. Plus the big fans they need to go to cool all this down, because you gotta remember, literally these outs, the Xbox and PlayStation supposed to have the capability right in the middle of a game, you could go load up another game within 2 seconds. Literally, as soon as you click on it, it should already load up. And then at middle of that game, you could go back to the other game and keep playing it. Do that even make any type of sense?
I know some weird people out there that would do that.
Well, my whole point is, back in the day, a lot of people don't understand. You had to play one game at a time. The only thing I don't like about, so let me explain what used to happen to all y'all young whippersnappers. Back in the day, you had a little CD that you had to put in. And this was back in the day when, let me explain something to y'all. That CD had the whole game. You didn't have to buy any add-ons. There was no extra characters that going to get put into the game. Whatever was on that CD, broken or not, that's what you're going to have. Second off, it's not anymore. You don't have to wait like an hour when you buy a game to update the game. Because a lot of people don't understand this. When a lot of these new games and even a new Xbox PlayStation come out, the problem is they come out with their technology so fast that it's not done. That's why a lot of people, oh wow, why is it a patch for my game when I first buy it? Because the game not done.
Right, they're probably still developing it. You just paid for it. That's the sad part.
I mean, that's the problem that happens a lot now. Like, a lot of people, it's like 1 month in, oh, we have our first patch. Or like, even this big game, Cyberpunk 77. I'm waiting until the first patch come out before I even try to play it, because I already know it's broken.